We want to bring in a public safety analyst, a CTV's public safety analyst, Chris Lewis, and also former OPP commissioner. Thanks for joining us, Chris. I'm curious from your experience in policing, talk a little bit about counterfeit bills and how it's evolved over the last several years and how sophisticated these kind of bills have become.
Yeah, Canada's bills, Jamie, are so sophisticated they have become very hard to counterfeit. With the window in them and various things that you can feel and see and whatnot, I think a lot of retailers and employees in stores, etc., have got to the point where they've been fairly confident, maybe a false sense of confidence, that they're too hard to replicate, so they must all be real. But obviously, the bad guys have figured out how to do a better job. And during this time of year, when the cashiers and others are so busy, they're not touching, feeling, and shining lights on every bill, trying to see if they're counterfeit or not. So it's a prime time, better fake currency, and a prime time of year to be using them and getting away with it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been advancements to try and, make these bills harder to counterfeit. But, even the holograms are very well done. Even to the trained eye, it's hard to pick them apart. Do you sense that this, given that it's very structured, do you think that it signs point to organized crime, that these are the individuals who are behind the mass production of these counterfeit bills?
Yeah, absolutely it does. I remember when the color photocopiers first come out years ago, we saw the odd bill photocopied in color and thick paper, and it was obvious as heck. And those are just kind of petty criminals in communities. But the whole new world, trying to have the wherewithal and the expertise and whatnot to make real good quality counterfeit bills, has to come with organized crime groups. It's just not Johnny down the street that breaks into the Max Milk store once in a while. This is heavy duty organized crime. There's tons of money in it, and it's a lucrative business for them, apparently. So without a doubt, it's organized crime. Who, what, when, and where, we don't know, or at this point, or police might, but bottom line is organized crime for sure.
I can't help if a trained eye is having a hard time separating the difference between a real bill and a counterfeit one. What does that leave for the average merchant or someone who works in a retail store, especially during a busy time of year in the holiday rush where there's so many people in these stores and there's a lot of these transactions? Chris, what's your advice for any store owners out there who are looking to they want to educate their staff to try and spot these? What kind of advice could we offer them?
Well, and one of the things I didn't mention, Jamie, that's an issue for them as well, is a lot of people are using cash now because of the fees that have risen in relation to the use of credit cards in some locations. So that will contribute to this as well for those cashiers, et cetera. The bottom line is there's so much on the internet in terms of what you can touch, what you can see. If you tilt it on an angle and look at the hologram, the picture on the hologram has to match another picture and all those things. So the easiest thing to do is get on the internet, look at sites that talk about Canadian currency and what to do, and then circulate that among your staff. And unfortunately, if some people are upset because the lines are too long, well, these businesses can't afford to lose zillions of dollars by taking counterfeits in as well. So they have to find the right balance.
Chris Lewis, always appreciate your time and perspective. Thank you.
Anytime, Jamie. Thank you.